Look at this map of the Pacific Ocean. Right here, separated by 3,500 kilometers of open water from the coast of Chile, is Rapa Nui, better known as Easter Island. The entire landmass covers only 163 square kilometers, yet dotting this tiny, isolated landscape are nearly 900 massive stone statues called Moai. Some of these monoliths weigh more than 80 tons and tower over 33 feet in the air. The people who lived here centuries ago had no cranes, no diesel engines, and no steel cables. The immense gap between the sheer weight of these stones and the tools available has led casual observers to suggest some truly wild theories, even proposing that extraterrestrials must have been involved. Understanding how humans actually accomplished this requires tracing the physical evidence back to its source, the identity of the carvers, their specific spiritual purpose, and the mechanics of how they moved thousands of tons of stone. The story begins between 800 and 1200 AD, when a group of Polynesian voyagers first stepped onto the island. These sailors crossed thousands of kilometers of open ocean without a single modern compass or sextant, navigating entirely by reading the stars, the ocean currents, and the wind. This photograph shows the grassy slopes of Rano Raraku. This single volcanic crater served as the primary quarry for the civilization, and archaeologists estimate almost all the island's Moai were carved straight out of this exact rock face. To the islanders, these figures represented highly respected ancestors or community leaders. They believed the statues held mana, a spiritual power that would actively protect their descendants. Because of this protective role, almost all the Moai are positioned facing inland, directly watching over the local villages and families. They were never intended as defensive fortresses warning off invaders from the sea. They were intimate, internal guardians, woven tightly into the daily life of the Rapa Nui people. For decades, tourists looking at the figures resting on the hillsides assumed they were simply giant detached stone heads. But as this excavation trench shows, many of the Moai actually have complete, massive torsos hidden beneath centuries of accumulated soil. Excavation also brought the artistic details of the statues into the light. This photograph shows intricate, white-lined carvings etched into the stone, protected from erosion for centuries by the surrounding earth. The familiar faces we see above ground are only a fraction of the full sculpture. The Rapa Nui civilization possessed an artistic and structural sophistication far deeper than historians originally thought. Even knowing who built them and what they look like, the most baffling question remains: how do you move dozens of tons of solid rock across rough volcanic terrain? Early researchers assumed the islanders laid down flat wooden sleds and rolled the stones over a track of logs, but modern physics points to a different solution. This diagram illustrates how a Moai can actually be kept upright. By attaching ropes to the head, 3 distinct teams can apply tension from different angles. By alternating pulling on the left and right, the teams shift the statue's center of gravity. This side-to-side rocking motion allows the massive weight to shuffle or walk forward. This perfectly matches the local Rapa Nui oral traditions, which have stated for generations that the statues literally walked to their final destinations. Moving the Moai didn't require advanced machinery or magic. It required a masterful understanding of weight distribution, precise physical coordination, and immense human willpower. The golden age of statue building eventually ended. The bare, grassy hills of Easter Island today look very different from the dense palm forests that originally covered the landscape. Over time, the trees vanished. Islanders cut timber for daily survival, global weather patterns shifted, and an invasive population of Polynesian rats multiplied, eating the palm seeds before they could sprout. Without the forest canopy, the soil eroded, crops failed, and securing basic daily food became intensely difficult for the population. As resources dried up, the society fractured, rival groups clashed, and during these periods of severe conflict, they intentionally pushed over the once sacred guardians. This image shows the aftermath: massive statues lying face down, broken against the rocky ground. The fall of the Moai serves as a stark record of an isolated ecosystem pushed past the breaking point. Today, however, the story of Rapa Nui has a new chapter. Archaeologists and local communities have spent decades painstakingly raising these statues from the dirt, and restoring them to their original ceremonial platforms, known as ahu. This wide view captures Ahu Tongariki, the ultimate symbol of restoration. 15 giant moai stand shoulder to shoulder, once again looking inland over their island. After a century of scientific research, we can confidently dismiss the alien hypotheses entirely. The archaeological record is clear. The moai stand as a testament to human ingenuity. The Rapa Nui people carved, moved, and erected hundreds of these monoliths using nothing but stone tools, brilliant physics, and extraordinary teamwork. Now recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Easter Island continues to draw people from around the globe. What hidden piece of human history should we dig into next? Let us know in the comments below.